Hello, my name is Christopher Smith, and this is my action research proposal presentation. So, the title is Building Better Behavior, the Impact of Consistent Routines and SEL Supports. So, my research question is how does implementing clear behavior expectations, along with positive incentives and daily SEL supports, how does that affect student behavior and learning engagement in a middle school classroom? So, let's get into it. The purpose of the study is to improve student engagement and reduce disruptive behaviors, both in my future classroom and we're trying to create a replicable model for new teachers to establish classroom expectations. So one of the big things about this research proposal is that it's low cost and high impact. It doesn't require a lot of training to do, doesn't require your school to invest money into a certain program or electronic. It's just combining consistent behavior routines with SEL, daily SEL work, and a token economy. And it looks like we can find great returns on such a simple and cost-effective approach. So some of the key studies that I looked at when building this research proposal are listed here and on the next page. So Demir did a survey on 356 middle school students and found that they prefer consistently applied rules and they prefer positive reinforcement over punishment, and they respond negatively to overly complicated and rigid rule systems. So that's something I definitely kept in mind when creating this research proposal. And Korpershoek did a meta-analysis of 54 studies and found that classroom management programs that emphasize relationship building and clear expectations had the greatest gains in behaviors, academics, and the highest gain they found in that study was on a positive effect on students' SEL development. So that was a strong study by Kopershoek. And then Larson did a study with data from 26,000 students and found that positive behavioral supports used by teachers were significantly associated with higher levels of active student engagement. So it highlights the value of a strong classroom culture in shaping a student experience. Right here we have All Day and Pekarar, and it was just about getting gains from greeting students on the way into class. Um, just a simple greeting right at the door led to more on-task behavior in the first 10 minutes of class. I also looked at Marzano and Marzano, and the author highlighted that management depends on a balance of dominance, cooperation, and student needs awareness. And so teachers with strong relationships experience far fewer behavioral issues. And I found that this aligns closely with my belief that behavior and engagement flow from trust and consistency. And Zoromsky um, did some research, multiple classroom observations and teacher surveys, and found that techniques such as praise, commands, ignoring minor infractions. Oh, I'm sorry, I remember this one. The main finding was that ignoring minor infractions seemed to be key in keeping the class moving and reducing behaviors. Um, Overreactions to minor behaviors just kind of led to, the whole classroom situation breaking down. So it's something else I kept in mind when building this research proposal. So my methodology is it would be for middle school students. It'd be in one classroom. The researcher is going to be the classroom teacher. And so the four things that we're trying to get in there: daily personal greetings at the door. I'm going to use your name. Hello, Emilio. Give you a fist bump. Hello, Rebecca. Give you a fist bump. So daily greetings at the door. Posted behavioral expectations. Posted in the classroom and then referenced daily. As a sub, I've worked in highly effective classrooms where they spend daily time reminding everybody what the expectations are and what the consequences are. And, some might see it as a waste of time that you're just repeating the same thing every day. I've seen it be really effective, and the research shows that too. And then token economy with points. Um, I would always do class points, and I found those to be very effective. But most of the research points to like a token economy. My my brother is a teacher, and he has Smith bucks in his class. So you collect Smith bucks, you get to buy things with them. So we're going to put in token economy or class points, and then SEL integration. So with the daily bell work, we're going to have an SEL question worked in, and there's also going to be Google form check-ins for SEL, and then SEL questions on the exit tickets. So yeah, we're putting SEL front and center. We're putting classroom expectations and consistency at the beginning of every class, personal greetings at the very start, and then I remind them all of their expectations. We have class points, and we keep working on SEL throughout the day. So the quantitative tools are our daily behavior logs. Keep track of referrals. I keep track of redirections, and then bell work completion tracking. If they got their work done, then they were more engaged. We have exit tickets with Likert scale engagement ratings. How engaged were you? How much attention were you paying? And then on those exit tickets, there's also reflective questions. How have you been feeling this week? What's a challenge you've faced today that you were able to overcome? And then anonymous SEL check-in forms. Have a Google form where they can anonymously report kind of, what's going on with them. So we can have a classroom discussion about it without individually pointing people out. So pre and post intervention design. We're going to use descriptive statistics for trends in behavior, and we use inductive coding, which was kind of a new thing for me. So we're going to create a code book to identify recurring themes such as motivation, calmness, confusion, and we're going to use that to score these responses. Standardized rubric for behavior logs, and we're going to involve another teacher to come in and review samples of behavioral and student response data to make sure that we're getting the best data that we can. So at the end of this, what I feel like I've done is I've made a specialized toolkit of practical evidence-based strategies that I can use myself in the classroom that sounds good to me. It just makes sense, but it's also evidence-based. And what I've learned from this is the importance of pre-planning, because putting these systems in place without a system for monitoring their effects is just not enough. So previously, when I teach, I do some of these most days, but I don't do all of them every day. And it takes a lot of pre-planning to really get your day lined up that I can be standing at the door fist bumping everybody when they come in. That means I've got everything set up for my bell work and my slides. You have to do a little pre-planning to get everything set up. But it's kind of, reminded me of the importance of that. And then just a big takeaway is that just small actions can have a big impact. And really, it's the eye contact, the fist bump. What's up, Jamie? Nice to see you. Good morning, Miguel. Stuff like that. It creates like an honest teacher-student relationship. It makes the students feel seen every day. And it's simple. It's free, and you can do it with everybody. A fist bump I was gonna say not everybody maybe wants a fist bump, but I've really never had anybody deny me when I ask for a fist bump. So it's just small actions that you can do that have big impacts, and I want to be able to take my data down and look at it, and I want to carry these strategies into my own classroom, but also I like to share them with other teachers, new teachers, longer tenured teachers, just effective strategies for increasing student engagement and reducing disruptive behaviors. So thanks so much. Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for teaching the class.